Hey everyone, in this video we're going to take a look at the grammar exercises for chapter 13 from the Road to Latin textbook. Now before we dive too far into it, like I always tell you, if you're looking for a little help with these chapters, feel free to take a look at my website. You can find this grammar exercise plus some other ones, particularly from the website Magistrula, that'll give you a lot of practice if you're looking to just beef up your grammar and make sure that you're good on it. Also, I'd make sure that you try this exercise before you watch the rest of the video. I'll walk you through it, but it's much better if you read through the grammar notes, you practice it a little bit, and use whatever you have, right, against what I have, and just try to double check your answers, okay? So let's dive in. This chapter is all about second declension nouns, right? That's really what we're practicing here. So you're seeing in these grammar exercises, or in exercise 1 rather, you're trying to fill in the blank with second declension noun endings. So the first sentence goes, Hortus Corneli est Magnus, okay? So Corneli and Magnus are what you're adding here. Now, the reason you're doing that is because of the second declension. So the main sentence here is Hortus est Magnus, right? The garden is large or is big. Now, since hortus is a second declension noun, the adjective big, Magnus, is also going to use second declension endings. They're going to match, okay? So US on hortus equals US on Magnus, right? The garden is large. Now, the name Cornelius here doesn't really fit, right? Because you're not saying Cornelius is large. We already have a subject. It's hortus. So the only thing that makes sense in terms of the context is for this to be genitive, right? The garden of Cornelius, that's where you have the long I ending for second declension, and you have Corneli, okay? For number 2, you have cum Cornelio sunt amici, okay? So the main phrase here is the amici, the friends, are. Now, how did I know it was friends? Well, you have the verb sunt here, which is plural. So if I have a plural verb, I need a plural subject. So you're saying amici sunt, the friends are. Then you have this cum phrase here, right, with Cornelius. Now, the phrase with always takes the ablative, right? So that's just our prepositional phrase. So there's only one Cornelius, so it's going to be ablative singular, and his name is second declension, so it's going to be cum Cornelio, right? That's why we have the long O there. So you're saying the friends are with Cornelius. And number 3, you have servi in agris laborant. So again, the verb here is laborant, which is plural, right? Third person plural. They are working. So I need a subject that will also be plural. And slaves is the only one that's going to fit here, right? We're not saying that the fields are working. We're saying the slaves are working. So servus is a second declension noun. So we need the nominative plural form to be a plural subject. It's going to be servi laborant, right? The slaves are working, or the slaves work. Now, in agris is a prepositional phrase. It's going to be ablative because I'm saying that they're in the fields, right? Inside the field, I'm just showing position here. And we're going to make it plural because usually they're off in more than one field, right? And the textbook actually marks the word agre, right? Auger, A-G-R, with the parentheses PL. So the textbook is telling you to use a plural form, which makes sense. They're not working in one field, they're working in more than one. So we're going to use the second declension, right? Because ager is a second declension noun, field. We're going to use the second declension, ablative plural ending, which is an IS, right? In agris means in the fields. Now we have number 4. You have pueri amici sunt grati. So we already have pueri given to us, which is going to be our subject, right? Our plural subject, the boys, rather. And we have the verb sunt, the boys are. So whenever you have the verb to be, right, esse, sunt, est, whatever you're looking at, the both sides of it are going to be nominative. So pueri and grati are going to match each other. You're saying the boys are pleasing, right? Now, since pueri is nominative plural, second declension, you're going to use the same ending for grati, right? The long I. So you're saying the boys are pleasing amicis, to the friends. So gratis is, or grati rather, is one of those adjectives we've seen that goes with a dative because you are pleasing to someone, right? And this is in reference to the story where Cornelius and his friends are hanging out, they're talking, and the children come in, and you have this idea that, you know, the boys are having fun with the adults, right? They're hanging out and telling stories, okay? So that's why you have pleasing to the friends. It's dative plural, okay? And for the last one, we have libri magistro sunt grati, okay? So the books, it's the same kind of phrase here with number 4 and number 5 with the idea of something being pleasing, okay? So we have the books, which is nominative plural, right? Libri. So libri sunt grati. It's going to be the same ending, right, that we just saw in number 4, the long I, grati. The books are pleasing to someone, right? Now, the textbook marked the word teacher, right, as being singular. So you're making it pleasing to the teacher, not teachers. So magister is a second declension noun. The dative singular ending is a long O. That's where I got magistro from, right? So you're saying the books are pleasing to the teacher. Okay, so hopefully this made sense to you. If there's any you're not sure of or you want to explain more, put them in the comments below. I'm always happy to help you. But otherwise, keep practicing it, right? Keep doing it on your own, reading through the notes, whatever you have to do. And if you were able, rather,